Okay. Okay.
Okay, we can start now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, bro.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah. How are
Yeah.
you today?
Yeah, I'm good. How to say greeting in Germany? As you know, wie geht es Ihnen?
I worried that actually I'm just a beginner, so I just worried to
Just
use some.
combine maybe. It's like
Yeah.
bilingual, combined by I mean that using language and Deutsch. So we can start by just say we get business. So I'm so happy that we can start our meeting now by Skype or by Zoom maybe or. There is something want to share about in our opinion, in our minds about for several kinds. Of course, our background is in economics, but we have we as a learner in language in Deutsch, and even for you is you have being mastering in Deutsch, Sprechen Deutsch, and also French. What about the first idea? We want to talking about the important using media social or something like this to search about positive information or positive knowledge to others. What about that?
Yeah, I think in this technology era, it is extremely important to have a podcast, of course, to share our ideas, our arguments regarding the situation now. So, especially regarding languages, also, like you say that German, French. Yeah, as we know that most of philosophers come from France and Germany, so it's extremely important also to also study another languages like German and French. So by discussion like this, at least we can practice our speaking. We can also share our knowledges regarding the language itself. Maybe we can start from English first, I think.
Yeah,
Then I think your
that's a good
English is.
idea.
It's important
Of course, is
to
of course as not native speakers in even for using English language, but I mean that people as a not native speaker will try to speak some more than one language. For you is so impressive for me that you can even speak in Deutsch and now try or struggling to speak. French language is so for me is so amazing, of course. But the most important thing, how to share something, basically, I mean that not just using our native language, but you know that the source of knowledge is still always based on this language. So that's why it's important for us. Of course, we have a background in university as maybe we should be not just trying to struggling to read in our native in our bahasa. I mean that it is maybe better to start to reading at least in using ebook an original book based on language. That's my initial opinions about the importance to using a language in our lecturing process, our schooling process, and something like that.
yeah. Yeah, our big problem in Indonesian context is that most of references are are not in Indonesian language, but in English language. So there's no a choice for not learning English. So
Yeah, yeah,
to enrich our knowledge, of course, we
yeah,
should be to understand English. So that's why I always emphasize the
yeah,
students to enhance their English skills. yeah, especially in a postgraduate level, of course, most of references are in English language, so they have no choice. I think they should be able to understand the materials, I think.
Yeah, I'm so proud that we can start now that and we realize that it's important to learning a language. I mean that using English language that not because that we at postgraduate now, but even for several countries. Start from elementary, junior, or senior high school, they're using bilinguals. That's why we should be rethinking about our program now. Why and how come that our institution is at the level of postgraduate now? I mean that the Magister of Accounting, that means we should be prepare our graduation. Graduation is not just working in our national context, but should be in global environment. I think that as accountants should be now about the standard. Of course, standard is right down in English. Of course, in the using of United Nations language. Of course. Yeah, we cannot avoid language. We cannot avoid language because the standard is right down using language. I mean the English language at least. That's why the important thing for me is that at least there is a bilingual or bilingual or maybe dual language to using our lecturing class in the level of postgraduate now. That's my yeah, maybe it's just a idea, but hopefully that for the next semester, I mean that for this semester, we can implement this idea.
Yeah, I think it is a must because it's not only about materials actually, but also about opportunities. Of course, if
That's right. That's right.
graduates from these study programs, and then if they have language skills, of course they can apply a job in other countries. They can also apply scholarships maybe for their doctoral programs. So I think we have to motivate our students here, also our lecturers also to always use English in this study program, I think.
Yeah, of course, by implementing bilingual or maybe several friends say that immersion method or immersion lecturing or immersion teaching, but they essentially how to use other language. I mean that English language, of course. I mean that if we can implement this program, there is a possibility for our students not just enhance their capacity, but in real, they can communicate in English. They can working in a global environment. You know that it's not just not because not using Bahasa anymore. It's because you should be in a global context. So that's important to language. I mean that the English language is not it's just the same with using Bahasa. I think.
Yeah, but I think we have to be honest that actually our Bahasa, I can say that we lack of vocabularies, we lack of terminologies. I can say that maybe our language is not academics actually. So I think to be the parts of academicians, of course, language, especially English, of course, it's the most important.
Yeah, but for me the most important thing is that students have a new experience using other language. That's the key, I think. And the key by you as a student, of course, our students graduate from a senior high school have been learning more than maybe more than 6 or 9 years, spends a lot of time to learning a language. Why at the situation now we cannot use that in our postgraduate program? I mean that there's no reasons anymore for postgraduate program not using bilingual or dual language in lecturing. So yeah, of course, we should be struggling for that, but I miss that our friends, our lecturers, our staff members can support it. I still believe that there is a opportunity to implement this idea. I think.
Yeah, I think we can be a pioneer actually. Yeah, if we start to use English here, of course, they will be motivated to also practice their
That's
English.
right.
So we have to start from the study program first, and
That's
then
right.
yeah, of course, speaking is just about practicing actually. So
Yeah,
if
that's right.
never practice, of course, it will be extremely difficult for them. But if they always practice their language, I strongly believe that maybe in the next year we can apply full language, full English to
Yeah.
this study program, I think.
Yeah, hopefully that by start now. But the most important thing is like Germany people say that you should be try. You should be. I mean that you should be try. Even for the first time is a bad. You should be try. That's the key, I think. Even for using a language like English language, I mean that we should be try. Yeah, of course there is maybe pro and contra about this decision, but the most important thing we can give a new experience to our students. I mean that, but we cannot stop this idea. I think we should be enhanced or maybe to develop this program by surrounding our environment using not just by if there is a possibility for the next using it's like immersion method or immersion lecturing. That's means that we should be surrounding by habits using more than one language. Yeah, not just by speaks, by reading, by writing, and, or even by several kind of skills in how to enhance our. It's not our target is to being like a polyglot, but the most important thing we have once of international language like English language. Yeah, of course not mastering, but at least we can use this language to get the knowledge, the source knowledge from the books. I mean, that's the one step we should be get for the first implementing this policy or this idea maybe.
Yeah, and then of course, if we can apply it, I think there's a possibility, of course, to also invite academicians from out there to conduct maybe a webinar, can conduct maybe collaborative research. I think it's a really
Regarding this idea about collaborative research or about webinar, what about your experience go abroad? I mean, is that when you intended a program, in terms of a program like Fulbright at Vietnam at the time, what about your experience there? So, what about the Vietnamese using this strategy to? I mean, that Vietnam now as countries is they have a great achievement using. I don't know about exactly that. As of now, there is a Fulbright at Vietnam. There is a joint program with the US to enhance their capacity. What about that? What about your experience there when you intended this program?
Yeah, based on my experiences that I think Vietnamese students they are really serious to enrich their knowledge. They are a big country. They are a developed country. I still remember the times there were several West professors there, and especially in Fulbright University, Vietnam. They apply English as their daily language there. So it means that their references, of course, in English language. And then
maybe the program is make a regulation just using. I'm sorry, Mabel, to start your conversation. That I mean that for Fulbright program in Vietnam, as your experience, they full using reference using language in Fulbright international program.
Yeah, because their lecturers are from other countries, so they
Yeah.
use the English language in class. So I think what we need to follow is that their patient. We don't have patient here. That's our problem here. Of course, the
It means we have a big problem about the patients to
we have
enhance
no.
our capacity.
That's our big problem. You know, if we give the books to our students, so sometimes they don't read the materials, the references that we give. Of course, we lack of patience. That's our biggest problem actually.
Yeah. It's maybe it's once yeah, maybe it's not a big problem, but how to enrich or enhance our patient, to enhance our patient to use more than one language. But because the reason is language is like a tools to get knowledge from the source. That's why we should be try to find something strategic maybe how to make a strategy that our students can have patience or maybe a willingness to learning more and than now. I think that is not a big problem in my opinion, but we should be start to make them can realize that we really need other language to get from the source of our knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. Our problem is that our language, our bahasa, cannot
Yeah.
prepare materials, references. So we have no choice to enrich our knowledge. Of course, we should study, we
Yeah.
should learn another language,
Yeah.
especially English, French, maybe or Germany. So I think we should explain this to our students about
Yeah.
our real situations. Yeah.
As my experience for several semesters, several years ago, starting my class using bilingual or dual language to allow our students to present their materials using or make PowerPoint in English. And then, of course, there is a possibility or there is a potential from our students, even from a bachelor degree. But I mean that, yeah, it's not something new, of course, but it's just how to start using bilingual class lecturings, or yeah, people say that the immersion strategic. But the point is how to make our student realize that it's important to learning more than one language. That's the
Yeah.
key, I think. So as you know,
Yeah.
as you experience, I think that even for Vietnamese, I mean that it's not easy, I think, to learning about the background like Chinese language, Vietnam language, or maybe Japanese language. But you know, even for countries like Vietnam, they realize that we should be learning using international language. That's I mean. So that's why we didn't get this idea that it's important for our students to state that our lecturing using bilingual or dual language or maybe immersion strategic to enhance our capacity to learning more and more. I think.
Yeah. But you know, actually, our students they have good capacity in language. I want
My
several
experience
students.
is also like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they can speak English fluently, and not only English but also Chinese language. So I think we just need the applications for this program. I think
Yeah.
if we make regulations that we should use full English or maybe Chinese, of course they will be extremely happy maybe to join our programs. I think.
Yeah, that's why. Informally or official, we need regulation in our institution that we should be have a lecturing using bilingual. Even for others levels like yeah, for example of Lamemba accreditation based on Lamemba. Uh, they suggest about some things based on professional. in my opinion, being a professional as an accountant, of course, you should be not just by professional to count it based on regulation, but how to prepare report and to search. That's why for students have opportunity for the next after graduate from this program, have possibility to working abroad, to have a work abroad. I mean that like that. So, but back again, the key is how you can use your language to share your knowledge, even to make your job. In accounting, we should be not just make preparation, but to share in our language, to using our English language. I mean, to others. That is the point, I think. Yeah, but again, we cannot avoid using language in our class lecturing for the goals to propose our students to achieve more. That's I mean. That's important to using bilingual or dual language. Yeah. Yeah.
We have to start. That's the
Yeah. We should be. Yeah. That's our promise to ourselves that we should be start. Even for the first time is always better, of course, but it's not better. I think we should be start. We not fluency in speaking, but yeah, of course, English is we learning. We not speak English by I mean that as a native speaker, is from the kids hear this language, but we learning. Yeah, so we not fluent in speaking, but we should be start. That's the key, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I also, of course, I quite agree with that.
Yeah.
And then for our, because now more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think we should end this podcast, and then we can continue the next podcast maybe.
Yeah, at least we have for the first time we have an idea about the importance of using language in our programs. So thanks to you, my bro, that you can support it, our program now by this idea to make be bilingual lecturing class. Hopefully that we really can implement it that before Lamemba supervising our program now, and hopefully that is possible for postgraduate program, Magister Accounting, means that have a great levels, is a more great level than now, if possible to have at least B grade, hopefully that being A grade, hopefully that is supported by using a language, in our lecturing class. That's all I think. That thank you for you invited me to join this short conversation about this idea. It's really impressive for me that there is a friend supported this our idea. Hopefully, for the next conversation, we can invite it from outside. It's possible for press academics that supported this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
okay,
man. Yeah.
Okay, bis morgen.
Okay. Yeah. Bis morgen.